If you're starting out to create content, it can be overwhelming to do research on which of the tools you should use for your creation process. Many of us learn the hard way by trying out new and multiple tools, thus wasting our time and in turn sabotaging our progress over such platforms like YouTube. But if you watch this video up to the end, you will save yourself from learning the hard way, thus shortening your learning curve and therefore increasing your progress over YouTube in a short time. In this video, I break down the 5 tools I use for my content creation process, right out from idea generation up to the point I hit the publish button, so you can use the same tools and grow faster. Well, just for clarity, this video is not sponsored by any of those companies, so feel free to watch with no strings attached. By the way, if you're new here, my name is Aroseth, and on this channel we dive deep into the worlds of tech, physics, and personal development, all tailored together to spark curiosity, innovation, and empower your journey into a more meaningful and purposeful life. And in this video, we are breaking down the 5 tools I use for my content creation process. Tool number 1, Notion. Now, whether I'm asleep or at work, my head is always generating and thinking of new video ideas. And how do I manage to keep those ideas? Just like the quote says that your head is meant for generating new ideas, not for keeping them. I use Notion to store my ideas. Well, in the first place, the idea doesn't have to be perfect, provided you think of any title that results into a very nice scripted video that is worth watching by viewers on YouTube. After doing that, I mark it as immature. Why immature? This is because the idea is not yet a fully mature idea. I'm just thinking about it. I've just thought about it. So later on, after days of thinking through that idea, it now matures to be called an idea. Therefore, after that, it goes on through the hierarchy of the process until the video is scripted, recorded, published, and plus the other steps along the creation journey. So this is how I use Notion. It has really saved me gallons and gallons of time. I don't have now to overthink every time I'm going to record a video. I just know that I already have a bucket of ideas there, just going to pick one of the mature ideas. Now, Notion is very nice that you can seamlessly check through your video ideas using your Notion platform on internet, on your laptop, or maybe if you have your phone. So this helps me every time maybe I'm commuting to somewhere or doing anything. I just see through my immature ideas and I think how best can I actually make these ideas into visual videos. Therefore, that is how Notion has really helped me. Now, tool number 2 is Google Docs. Now, when I had started to create content, I actually used to write my scripts with hands. Reason being, I had this traditional saying of that if you actually write stuff with your hand, you'll actually remember it well when you're speaking it out, which is actually true, but it is time wasting. And so after some time of experience, I actually learned that using Google Docs can actually help you save you some time. By so doing, I can easily write my scripts when I'm maybe in a train going somewhere, or maybe when I'm doing some work, or maybe when I'm between tasks, and I can write a script on my phone. Later on, seamlessly, I find it on my laptop. Now, Google Docs has been the most word processor that I've ever used before. Well, you can use your favorite word processor, but me actually use Google Docs because I can literally find my script almost anywhere. If I search, maybe if I don't have my phone or my laptop, I'll go somewhere else, provided I can access internet, and start working on my script. So Google Docs comes in as number 2. At number 3 comes the Blackmagic Camera App. Now, if you're starting out to create content, I bet you don't have yet the funds to buy the fancy cameras, the Red Raptors, and like the nice gears. So I presume that you're actually using your phone to record content, just like me. Like 99.9999% of the content I've been shooting and uploading here on YouTube has been recorded with my iPhone. And how do I manage to maintain the nice quality? That is by using the Blackmagic Camera App. Now, if you actually decide to use the default camera, it may not have actually all the settings, the flexibility in the environment you're shooting in. So your videos may not come out as clear, as nice, even when you have the best like iPhone 16 or whatever Pro you have. But by using the Blackmagic Camera App, it helps you to be flexible with almost every setting of your camera that you can adjust and therefore come with a very nice sharpened look of your footage. Now it helps you to adjust the ISO, the frames per second, even the tint and the shutter speed. Even the audio comes out clear and very nice, more than how the default camera app of an iPhone or any Android you're using would actually come out. So Blackmagic comes in as number 4, and it's the best tool I can ever recommend. Now all these tools I'm speaking about, I'm going to leave an affiliate link in the description box below. But just like I said, this video is not sponsored by any of those companies, neither Blackmagic, nor Notion, nor Google. But in case this video reaches out to the people maybe at Blackmagic or where, please reach out. I'll be happy. Yeah, so if you're using an Android or an iPhone, feel free to go to the Play Store or App Store and download Blackmagic Camera App. It's the best ever. Now, after I've generated the ideas, I've scripted them, I've recorded them on my Blackmagic Camera App, here comes the video editor I use. I use Premiere Pro. Now, for some reason, everyone has his choice of whatever video editor he wants to use, but Premiere Pro stands in as my video editor I use. Now, I want to group this Premiere Pro and Photoshop because I use Photoshop most of the time. I use Photoshop for my thumbnails, and some thumbnails actually I use Canva. I think I've used Canva like 3 or 2 thumbnails, but most of the other thumbnails I've actually been using Photoshop. So kudos to Photoshop, Adobe. And Premiere Pro has been also standing in as my best video editor. I don't know, maybe because it's the one I've been using. Like, I haven't tried other editors, but I think all editors work well, but Premiere Pro comes in as my best. Yeah, so I've decided to group these softwares because Premiere Pro and Photoshop, they're literally from the same company, from the same software suite, so they come in at number 4. Now at number 5, I'm also going to group these sites. Now, as I'm editing my videos, I have to look for eye-catching B-rolls and photos and whatsoever, and sounds and sound effects. And so here comes the best sites I actually use for my B-rolls. Pixabay comes in as the first site, then Pixels comes in as another site for my B-rolls. Now, almost every B-roll you want to talk about will be found at Pixabay or Pixels. Now for sound, most of the sounds are actually copyrighted, and if you're starting as a new creator, I bet, just like I said, you don't have yet the enough money to subscribe to Epidemic Sound or maybe Storyblocks or whatsoever site that is there for premium subscription for sounds and sound effects. So freesound.org comes in as my site I actually use for free sounds and sound effects. It is pretty sick, it is nice, very impressive. It has almost every sound you may want to actually use in your videos. So anytime you want the sounds, free sounds, non-copyrighted, freesound.org comes in as the best option. And most of these sites, I've actually been using them since I started. But of course, just like I told you, the learning curve is always long enough, so you come to find out new stuff, but with time you start stabilizing and you feel like now your content creation process is somehow predefined, and it's like as though it is following a chronological order, so it becomes easier if you have these tools at your hands, and you can easily, the content creation process becomes easier. Instead of spending over 2 days on one long form video, you can actually shoot it in 1 day, edit it, and tomorrow you upload it. So these are the tools that I had in this video, but without forgetting the master tool that I actually use to write my video descriptions. Now, after scripting all the video with my hands, no matter how many pages, I don't put myself at an expense of also typing the video description. This is where the last site comes in, chatgpt.com. Now, ChatGPT helps me to draft very nice video descriptions that are very search engine optimized, therefore which comes in as the last site I actually use on the tool number 5, that was sites. So ChatGPT comes in to write my video descriptions, and sometimes it also edits my titles, but vidIQ also does it better on titles. So if you have watched up this point of the video, I want to thank you very much. Thank you for watching, and if you have resonated with any of my tools, feel free to leave down a comment below. It will help us beat the algorithm, and our video be suggested, the fact of the algorithm. But if you've watched up this point, thank you very much. Feel free to check out my other videos here and there, and see you next time. Bye bye.